Now, beloved, I hope that this evening we will be able to chant a little together, and I trust that we shall chant with our whole hearts. And then, perhaps, if time allows, after that, I would like us all to sit and meditate upon one thing. That we should meditate upon will be revealed to us as we practice chanting. Now, you do understand, do you not, the need of practice. You cannot yet fully understand, and you're not to criticize yourself because you're not able to understand the essence and the purpose of chanting. None can explain it. Oh, yes, I could write a book about it. I dare say within a couple of weeks I could write 100,000 words on chanting. But then what would I say? What would I teach? It can only come through practice, and that practice must be right, and we must be patient. So let us together chant. As we prepare ourselves, let us imagine that feeling. We've all had it. It has all come to us. It may have perhaps taken us unawares when we were able to lose ourselves, and it suddenly took hold of us and captured us. And momentarily we wondered what it was. And then perhaps it was gone. Pope Gregory said that it came to him but once in his life. It was something that he never forgot. But after he became the Pope, with all the many affairs of that office, it never returned. With that opinion, I do not find myself in agreement, because it seems to me that as we develop any particular virtue or feeling, we should be able to sit down at any time and find ourselves immersed in it. Let us go one step toward that again tonight. And so let us all be still and happy. We're around the lap of our mother, and the intercessor is your elder brother, whose voice you hear. How holy is a home when God is its ruler. vibration. We're beginning to get the roll of the Om. If you do not get it, just imagine that you're saying all, that's all. Just say the word all. Om. Now, my beloved, let us chant, knowing that it is the beloved within us who is chanting. Let us feel that all the love we've ever known and all that is true and good and holy within us is chanting. For a moment, imagine what you would consider to be perfection in the sound. Om. And then try to imitate it. Wait until I give you the signal. Om. Together. Let us begin very softly and then ascend, holding that ascending note, and then coming down again to silence. Oh, together. My beloved, it would be unwise to endeavor to describe, but I think it is right to say that we should endeavor to so feel within ourselves that the effect of our chant is to take us beyond actual conscious thinking, not necessarily to take us into the feeling that we have in meditation, but to cause all brainal activity to cease. As we watch our breath, we know that the tendency is at once to notice that our breath elongates itself. The more we watch it, the longer it becomes. And the longer it becomes, the further away from what ordinarily seems to be our self goes. Now we should watch in chanting for a deep and beautiful tranquility, a feeling of serenity, of softness, a kind of non-changeability. We're at peace. As we use, now you must interpret the words I'm saying, but as we feel that holy Om coming out from us, we must also endeavor to feel that it is coming into us. Now, it goes without saying that nothing can go from us, out of us, unless it has first come into us. And so the chant, I cannot explain. The feeling in the heart of you should be that as the sound goes out, it is also coming in. You can feel it in your throat. It is going down, so to speak, into your throat. It is vibrating every part of your holy body, and yet you can feel or hear the sound going outward from you. But the beauty is that if we practice it perfectly sincerely and without any argument within ourselves, it will come. Now, it will take some longer than others, but it will come. Then when it comes, oh, how grateful we shall all feel for the practice that it is entailed. When that feeling is engendered, we shall never forget it, because then, always remembering it, we shall be able to bring it back at any moment. You may be a businessman and you hardly know, perhaps, what to do as some particular problem arises in your business. All you will have to do is to wait, and you will hear it, and it will show you the way to do it, and so on. Such a subject deserves words of gold, even in comment. There is no definition, no description, no instruction other than the right practice. Now, my beloved, let us for just a few seconds see whether we can imagine that sound of the chant. Feel, if you can, that you enter it, and you are lost before its amazing strength. You become as naught, And that which you have always felt to be you, being lost, is gathered up in the unspeakable velocity of the vibration that you feel. Remember, my beloved ones, that this is a science. The words that I use even have a scientific meaning, which, when it becomes within you an understanding, is all that you need to learn. So we have the tone in our mind, the perfect, beautiful, pregnant, holy, unbroken tone. It is the hum of life. It is the om of life. It is the heart of that peace of life that passes all understanding. Let us then be still in the sound of ourselves and of life. Now ever so gently, it may be almost inaudibly to another, let us chant what we have now felt. Let us each chant according to his or her feeling. Wait until I give you the signal. I shall have to give you the signal more loudly than you yourself will chant. Om together. Now plenty of volume. Beloved, again listen. Again enter the chant. Feel that what you feel is centralized at the top of the head. You can feel it in your hair. Every hair on your head is quickened into life, tingling in its own power. And now you feel that force, and you centralize it in your ears. In your ears. You can hear that tiniest sound. And then you can hear it growing, until it is all captivating. Purify thou my ears. And now my eyes. Oh, what can we do to give thanks for our eyes? We see again that object, and it is all obsessing before us. We seem to enter the object in the way that it has entered us, and now it begins to move from us as on parallel lines. But no matter how far it goes, the clarity of its form is as clear as it was right before our eyes. And now we see it going far, far out into the horizon. And yet we see it quite as clearly. We may bring it back and send it forth. We bring it right back again instantaneously, so that it occupies every space in our physical vision. And quite as quickly, we can see it going out, right out to the far horizon, differing only in size, but not in sharpness and scintillating beauty. Purify thou my eyes. May I ever have the power to see what I look at. May I never withhold that power from another. Purify thou my eyes, and now my nostrils. At this instant I feel the beat of the heart of that gossamer substance of life. I feel the incoming of the prana of total existence, cool and even and sweet, bringing me all the fragrances of the outer atmosphere. My nostrils, that which is life. And then my mouth. My mouth. Impossible for me to imagine even that which has gone into my mouth. Much more impossible is it to imagine what has come out of my mouth. That material, lower substance that goes into my mouth, I can readily obtain control of. The food that I eat, the liquid and drink that I take, give me power that I may ne'er forget what shall come forth from my mouth. That which cometh out of the mouth alone defileth the man. My mouth, clean and true, and open when it should be, that the Word shall come forth. Closed when it should be, when my inmost cogitations are upon the Word that is truth. Purify thou my mouth. Purify thou my throat. And so, my beloved, endeavoring to hold the force, we come down from the 7 holes of the head. We feel it in the throat. Let us ever so gently place our left hand over the throat, the palm of our left hand over the throat. Now placing the right hand over the left hand. And as we chant together in a moment, let us feel the vibration which the Word of God creates within us. Now we are silent. In an instant we shall be chanting. Watch. Then think. You businessmen, you salesmen, you preachers, you teachers. Then think the effect upon even our physical body of what we say. When we speak evil, its direction is into ourselves, and never to or of the one we speak. Purify thou my throat. Om, plenty of volume together. Om. When you were chanting, you could actually feel under your hands that vibration thus created. What a difference between the sound and the silence from which it comes. How vitally necessary for us to see that as we live in a world of words, we carefully choose those words of power, of positiveness, of roundness. They are as the flaming sword of wisdom as they enter the atmosphere. What we say, we become. Let us all learn never to enrich ourselves materially by that power of the Word which is alone spiritual. Let us speak the truth. Then we need not fear. The truth that we speak makes us free. That which we speak, we create. To create, we must do. How great is God, and yet how simple is the essence of truth. Now, my beloved, let us drop our hands. I'm going to ask us for 3 or 4 minutes to sit as quietly as we can sit, and to endeavor to imagine the eternal Om singing out its power within us. We are doing nothing. It is singing its song in its own silence. But it is weaving itself and wrapping itself round about us all, above, below, within, without, the same. Let us then be so supremely happy that we can hear the pulse of the heart of the Logos itself. We can hear the beat of the heart of God within us. And now, my beloved, almost inaudibly, let us see whether we can put into sound that which we have been listening to. Let it be in the form of a hum, something like this. hum. And let us endeavor so to create the hum that it embodies exactly that which we felt within ourselves. Together. Now into the Om. Together. Now you're still chanting. You feel the vibration. Now ever so gently take your hands and place the palms of your hands over your ears, and let there be just a moment so that you will be able to hear me. Let there be sufficient pressure so that you will feel that chant reverberating and reverberating right through the head. And then we must endeavor to feel that it goes further out, further out, further out, and it embodies our whole being. So let the chant be as it was. Wait until I give you the signal. Then bring sufficient pressure over your ears with the palms so that you will be able to hear that sound like a great bell or like a great gong. Wait a moment. Oh, oh, together. Now, my beloved, that is the method, but we're not making enough sound. Now let us start the chant with plenty of sound, and then whilst we're chanting, I will say, raise your hands. And in the chant, when you have raised it to the very highest point of your volume, then adjust the palms of your hands over your ears. So in a moment we will chant. Then when we've got our full volume, I will say, raise your hands, and then you do the rest. So, oh, oh, all together, raise your hands, Now, my beloved, you see the effect of sound. It is just the same whether we are conducting it in the way we are now or not. That is the effect, or rather, that is the force that brings its effect to the body. It is said that there are men living on this earth today who spend much of their day in chanting in that way, who have reached simply phenomenal age, 400 years and even more. These things are quite fantastic, so that it is wise for us not to talk about them. If we do, we set up in the minds of the unenlightened currents of doubt and fear, and they may come to us. But I once knew a man in Shenxi province in China who passed on just after his 267th year. Now, this is no hearsay. It is true. And it was determined scientifically in this way. The gentleman himself made no claim. He merely declared that his first 100 years was spent as a student. His second 100 years was spent as an itinerant teacher. His third century, or 67 years of it, was spent as a reporter, a writer of his own experiences. Now, the Chinese, you know that the Chinese, of course, are the most scholarly people on this earth. That is the backbone of their civilization. And their government examinations are probably the most honest thing conducted among men anywhere on earth. Well, this man became a scholar, and all scholars, because they do not work with their hands, allow the nail of their small fingers, their little fingers, to grow to inordinate lengths. And it's a sign of great health and a sign of great respect and honor to grow these nails to great lengths. And I have seen nails nearly 5 inches long. They curl around, and of course the scholar protects the nail. And then on his birthday, usually, or at some other family ceremonial date, a ceremony is made of the clipping of the nail. And the scholar keeps a little mother-of-pearl box, and these nails are most carefully labeled, and they're placed in the box, and of course they become priceless heirlooms. Now, when the family made the claim that Li Shishen, that was his name, when Li Shishen became 267 and passed on, the family made that claim, and the science all over the world rather laughed at it. The Lancet, which is the mouthpiece of the British Medical Association, reported the event, and then the London Times took up the story, and through its correspondent in Pekin, prevailed upon the family to allow some of these nails to be sent home, these fingernails, to be sent home to England for microscopical and full examination scientifically. Now, first it was decided that the nails all came from the same hands. It was then determined the maximum rate of speed that a human nail could grow. After making very extensive examinations, the Lancet declared that the man must have been over 300 years old. He made no such claim. His family didn't make any such claim. And then, in addition to that, there are, in the archives of Pekin, records about this great scholastic family, and particular records of this great scholar himself. Now, all scholars, when, for example, they're going to undergo these extraordinarily difficult examinations, which, when they pass, befit them to become magistrates and higher and lower officials, they spend a very great deal of their time in chanting. In many parts of China, you will find men usually either in the temples or in the precincts of the temples, and they choose a place and they put down their little prayer mat and they chant. And if anyone hears them, it's supposed to be good manners not to go near to them for fear of disturbing them. But it is quite a common thing and excites no curiosity whatsoever. If we will spend as much time as we can in chanting, you will find a difference. The difference that you will find may not be identical with that another finds, but you will find usually that your voice is much clearer, your throat is much stronger, your brain seems to be more alert, and all your sensory powers seem to be quickened. You will feel a spring in your step that perhaps you'd never felt before. And when you sleep, there will not be the same tendency to get into a very deep, unconscious sleep, but it will be much more easy for you to travel. So there is tremendous wisdom in chanting. It takes time. We have to chant to develop the ability to do so. And in the developing of that ability, we're able to notice the changes and the differences in the inflection, the intonation, and the feeling in the throat, the feeling in the nipples, the feeling around the navel, the feeling in the lower organs of the body, and so on. You will have placed in your hands a set of tools, and then you will be able to become the practiced craftsman, and then you will reach, in due course, the quite responsible artisan. So, my beloved, let us be of good courage and of glad hearts. Let us have it in our minds all the time. We are coming into a new conception and perception of life itself. Therefore, let us not be afraid. You see the wisdom, however, of not talking about it. If we talk about it, we automatically lose it. We kill ourselves, we don't die. So, constantly have it in your feeling and your thought, and constantly feel the joy that such increasing knowledge must engender in the heart of any true seeker. We are on our way. What a wonderful thing it is. Oh my, I see our time is gone. I would like to stay for a long, long time, but perhaps it wouldn't be wise for us all. Now then, my beloved, you're going away now. Now I would suggest that you do not speak much. And then prepare yourself for bed. Be inwardly peaceful and serene and happy. And if you can, be grateful. And then prepare yourself and enter into meditation. And perhaps in your meditation tonight, you may be able to feel that Om, or discover the Om that you couldn't fully feel tonight. You may be able to feel right down through the whole organism a beautiful peacefulness and an equilibrium that perhaps you've never known before. And as you will, so to speak, feel into your mind, you will feel such a loftiness in the ideas that come and go. And then, right in the absorption of this deep serenity, just slip down into bed. And you will, of course, go where you will. I personally have been very happy among you tonight. I'm deeply grateful to every one of you. Let us then prepare ourselves for our going. God bless us all.